Welcome back inside the JWHL for some more action on day one at the University of Minnesota. It's game 2. We've got the number 1 North American Hockey Academy Winterhawks facing off against the number 2 Balmoral Hall Blazers. I'm Sam Constant. Thank you for joining us. These teams have faced 2 times this year. The first one was back on October 13th, where the Blazers won 5-4, took it in overtime. They scored a power play goal with just a couple minutes remaining. That was McDonald who had that tying goal and then won it in OT. The two teams met later, November 18th, and the Winterhawks took it 4-1. And so two of the top teams, or the 2 top teams rather, in the JWHL. The Blazers are 9-4-0. 4-game win streak that they had broken by their worst loss of the season, 9-1 to Stansted. That was their last game. On the other side, the NAHA Winterhawks have been absolutely incredible. The hottest team in the league. They lost 3 of their first 4, and now they're on a 9-game win streak. Their last wins were over Northwood and Rothsay. But it should definitely be a really good one tonight. The teams are highlighted by Micah Keller of the Winterhawks. She leads with 20 points and leads with 12 goals, ties the lead with 8 assists. On the other side for the Blazers, it's Haley McDonald. She leads with 20 points and 14 goals and also ties with 6 assists, along with Rowan Ringer. And so we are just moments away. Stay tuned for Game 2 of the JWHL. Welcome back, welcome in. If you're just joining us, we are underway with the Balmoral Hall Blazers against the NAHA Winterhawks. Face-off won by the Winterhawks. NAHA, once again, the top team in the league. Jordan Nishi of the Blazers passing it up along the boards. It was Rowan Ringer over to Haley McDonald, but that one gets poked away. The Winterhawks looking to move it up, but that pass just squeezes past Quinn Taylor. Now she's pressuring Linnea Misner. The Blazers still looking for a clear centering pass, but unable to get that one in. And the Winterhawks had some pretty consistent zone pressure, but now brought behind their own blue line. Still with possession. Circling the net is Kiera Dempsey. And the Blazers now putting on some pressure of their own. Winterhawks working up the side, centering pass, and almost the first goal of the game just over a minute in. That's Micah Keller, as I said during the pregame, the star of this team, leading in points, goals, tied for the lead with assists. And hopefully she's okay. Looks a bit shaken up from that play. It was a beautiful pass from Cassidy Carmichael that led to that opportunity. And it looked like a tough collision. Not sure if she got just the post there, or also a bit of the Blazers goalie, Lauren Cherkas. Cherkas was in net for the goal for the game where the Blazers actually beat the Winterhawks. And right now, for the Winterhawks, it's Vivian Skabinski who is fighting to keep that in the zone. And Neve Cockrell almost able to get it out, but stopped short. Pass that sailed just wide of Cassidy Carmichael, but she's still got it. Mallory Farrell with 2 defenders on her, fighting for it against the boards. And it's freed back to Cockrell of the Blazers. Blazers will go ahead and ice that just to get a bit of a break. NAHA putting on some pretty consistent pressure here early on. We are just a minute 54 seconds in. Almost saw that first goal off that great pass from Cassidy Carmichael to Micah Keller. And Balmoral Hall almost comes away with it, but some very intense pressure from the Winterhawks, and they are able to take the puck. Trying to take that one up, that was Allie Cohen. But that one's stripped away. Potential numbers for the Blazers, but it's caught up to, and the Winterhawks have it back in their own zone. Turnover, but the Blazers not able to keep that onside, so now it's a scramble right along that far blue line against the boards. Winterhawks come away with it. It's Lila Bauer, and she gets it up to Colby Canner. Pass that just missed, but on that far side, Ireland Fredrickson on her own, and that one gets frozen by Lauren Cherkas. Ireland Fredrickson, she's got 4 goals, 3 assists on the year, and those goals have come in two-goal games. And so the Winterhawks definitely hoping they can get her going early. That face-off won by the Blazers, but quickly turned over. And now DeGroot regains it for the Blazers. DeGroot still has it, gets it back to Ron Ringor, and she's circling the net. Eventually able to get it off the zone. It's McDonald just flipping that one out. One on two. But some great defense by the Blazers, able to turn away that scoring opportunity from Fredrickson. The Winterhawks with possession, a missed pass though. That one was going right back. And now that one will get lost, and face off back in the offensive zone for the Winterhawks. We are 16 minutes, 7 seconds to go here in this first period of Game 2. In the face-off circle, it's McKenna Wilmot and Alana Devlin. Face-off was won by the Winterhawks, but stripped away. And now circling the net is Mallory Farrell. Gets it back out to the point and brought around, shot on goal. That was Grace Tulloch, but the Blazers coming away with it. Some aggressive defense, and right there, Quinn Taylor able to strip it away. And it's the Winterhawks puck in the neutral zone. Brianna Morden was just flinging that one in, getting some fresh legs. And now it's back to Mallory Farrell, sends that one around. And Kurtia Yetman has it for the Blazers. Both teams getting some fresh legs on the ice. And the Winterhawks looking to put together a stronger possession. That one is just off the stick of Allie Cohen. And the Blazers have it in their own zone. They've had some trouble keeping it in their own zone with that aggressive forecheck from the Winterhawks. And so we'll see how they make adjustments to this as the game goes on. 14 and 3/4 left in the first period. Behind the net and coming back into the slot is Cassidy Carmichael. And picking it up is Micah Keller. Drops it off to Cassidy Carmichael, but she's tied up in the boards. Getting in there was Allie Cohen, but the Blazers were able to take advantage and regain that one. Again, strong offensive pressure from the Hawks. And it pays off, getting that pass almost through the slot, but right there to pick it up was Cockrell of the Blazers. Winterhawks getting it right back, though. Shot picked up, rebound. That one was batted away. And a close call there for Colby Canner, but not able to get that one on goal. Opportunity, and it was loose in the crease. That was Allie Cohen looking for her second goal of the game, first since December 15th against Stansted. That one sent just wide, and the Winterhawks getting one pair of fresh legs. Mallory Farrell coming back. Blazers have had a tough time getting it out of their own zone. 3 new legs now for the Winterhawks as they're tied up at the boards. And now the Winterhawks have a full set of fresh skaters, and in that period, Blazers have not gotten to get one off the ice. Now they're going for a full change as it's brought back into the Winterhawks zone, and they're trying to work it up quick, but the Blazers able to catch up. 12:40 left in the first. Good pass to McDonald. She's taking it up herself, got a bit of a lead, takes the shot, but that one's batted away. Looks like Katie Shahan is in net for the Winterhawks. Working behind the net, and what a chance for Morgan Smith. And we've got a whistle here. Haley McDonald coming in just a little bit late off that whistle, also got it off the crossbar. But Morgan Smith almost able to pick up her 13th goal. She would have come just one away from Haley McDonald. Winterhawks had it, but batted all the way back, and it's Shahan giving that one up. A pass that was deflected by Morgan Smith, and eventually the Blazers end up with it. Couldn't quite connect, and they've got it behind the net. Now it's the Winterhawks taking it back. Not a whole lot of room to move. And they'll just dump that one and get some fresh legs. 11:15 to go here in the first. Some great chances from both sides. Here's another one, but steered away from the net. And we'll see a face-off in that offensive zone for the Winterhawks as the net came loose on that one. Blazers winning that one. Some fancy moves that was from Caitlin Yackel. But the Winterhawks, able to clear the zone. Winterhawks in white, Blazers in green and yellow. And that'll be icing. So we will go back to the Winterhawks defensive zone. And with 10:36 to go in this first period, still knotted up at 0. We'll see who's able to break that barrier. Right now, the Winterhawks have it behind their own net. Lost it to McDonald. She's got it behind the net. Bit of a frenzy for it. McDonald's still in there fighting for it. She's wearing number 11 in green. And tied up against the boards now. Coming away with it are the Blazers. That's Rowan Ringer. They came away with it. Now gets batted just above those boards into the netting. And it looks like that'll stay in the offensive zone for the Blazers. face-off won by the Blazers. Yetman putting it along the boards, but not able to connect with McDonald. On the far side, that was Linnea Misner who sent it around, and that one will get all the way back for another icing call. And so we'll go all the way back down to the other end. 9 3/4 left in the first. Still scoreless here in the JWHL Game 2. Tied up a bit off the face-off, but Cockrell got that one back. Now it's the Blazers with it, but tied up in a sea of two Winterhawks. Just sending that one in. That was Allie Cohen and frozen by Lauren Cherkis. Well, it's been an interesting game so far. Early on, the Whitehawks with so much offensive zone time. Blazers unable to come back from that pressure, but they've had a bit of pressure in the offensive zone as well now, and so it's evened out a little bit early on. It's still to be determined whether they'll still be as tight as that overtime game way back in October, or if NAHA is going to come away with it a bit stronger, like when they faced off once again in November. Right now, potential 3-on-2 if they work quick for the Blazers. Catching up on defense, though, is Mallory Farrell, and they're able to slow this play down. Tied up along the boards, and Farrell got it, gets it back, but unable to clear the zone. Eventually able to do so. And both teams will reset. Working quickly around, that's Chloe Lobiser. And now working behind, and the Winterhawks steal that one back. Pass out too far in front of Quinn Taylor. And the Winterhawks regrouping in their defensive zone. Pass up ahead to Alana Devlin. Working by herself, some fancy moves, but just not able to get past that dual defense of DeGroot and Misner. And it's Misner coming up, joined by Caitlin Yackel, but just unable to get past those three Winterhawks defenders. Pass up ahead is just too far for Quinn Taylor. And a scramble for it in the neutral zone. Winterhawks come away with it, but just too much pressure for the Winterhawks to keep that one. Unable to maintain the offensive zone. No icing is the call. And NAHA able to regroup with speed. Coming along that near board, centering pass, unable to connect, was Micah Keller. Again, the lead goal scorer on this squad. Shot from Brianna Morden was deflected. And it's back in the Winterhawks' own zone, but that one's icing. And so we're coming back to that offensive zone. 6:55 here to go in that first period. Still scoreless at the 3M Arena at Mariucci. We've got a great weekend of games here at the University of Minnesota, split between here and Ritter Arena, so stick around through the day. It's Caitlin Yackel working on her own and just dumps it behind the net because she didn't have any help there, but eventually losing it. And the Winterhawks getting it up ahead. That's Annie Gallagher who had it, but nowhere to go, so it was stripped away. Brianna Morden working it up ahead. Gallagher fighting for it again, picked up just behind her. Pass, that was to Allie Cohen, but she lost it, and so the Winterhawks have it. Now it's Vivian Skabinski. And trying to work that ahead was Kira Dempsey. She lost it, but now it's Skabinski with it again over to Allie Cohen. Working along that near board. She was pressured by Maddie Kaiser. Maddie Kaiser, certainly a somewhat unfortunate name and timing to have for this tournament here. Of course, Madeline Kaiser, a great gopher on the women's team currently. No relation, though. And after a bit of back and forth, the Blazers have it back in their own zone. Morgan Smith sending that one around. An opportunity for Smith. Once again, she was looking for her 13th, trying to come just one away from Haley McDonald, the lead goal scorer. And she's had two great opportunities tonight, both turned away. McDonald had a chance, but that one was blocked by Vivian Skabinski. The Blazers maintaining possession, trying to work that through the crease was Ringer, but nobody was there to pick it up. Now back in her own zone. Lila Bauer getting it up ahead, lost again, but she regains it and slowly works out. Didn't quite get that connection. And instead, Ireland Fredrickson will just come off and get some new skaters for the Winterhawks. Again, the Blazers started out pretty slow, had trouble getting it out of their own zone, but they've been able to put some consistent pressure here as we've worked through the first period. Just over 4 to go in that period. As the Winterhawks taking it through the neutral zone, but losing that to Linnea Misner. DeGroot sends that one up to Kapusta, but she gets it lost. And the Winterhawks have it in their own zone. Pass was up to Quinn Taylor. And right now, it's Linnea Misner back with it behind her own net. Some aggressive forecheck from Bojarski. And eventually the Winterhawks just dumping it back into that zone and regrouping. Pass that just skirted by Chornley. Working with it, I believe that was Madeline McKay. But the Winterhawks coming away with it. A missed pass. That one was going for Cassidy Carmichael. But skirted past both her and her defender. And eventually brought back into the zone for the Winterhawks. Cockrell able to turn away two defenders. And Kaiser now has it back, working up, but that gets a bit too far out front of her. Winterhawks, potential 3-on-3. It was Dempsey who brought that one in, but unable to connect with any of her teammates. Fighting for it back along the boards is Annie Gallagher, but loses it. That was DeGroot. Gets sent over to Cockrell and up the boards. Trying to connect with Yackel, but unable to do so. For the Winterhawks, heading back up, it's Allie Cohen. Tries to get the shot off, blocked by Cockrell. But zone maintained by the Winterhawks. And working it up just past the red line to avoid that icing, getting some fresh legs are the Blazers. Under 2 to go here in this first period. Getting a weak shot off there was Carmichael. She was tied up by that Blazer defense. And the Winterhawks come away with it in their own defensive zone. That pass stolen by Haley McDonald. Working it up then was Ringer, and she's fighting for it along the boards. Coming in to help is Morgan Smith. But a little too strong as that one gets sent all the way over to, that was Mallory Farrell. Right now with it is Farrell, and gets the shot off. It's right in the corner of the crease. I'm not sure if that was tipped away by Cherkis, if it just missed the net. Right now, Skabinski at the point. Had that one blocked as she was trying to pass it up. Farrell with it along that near board, but tied up by Morgan Smith. Pinot able to clear the zone, soft enough that it won't be icing. And a full set of fresh skaters for the Blazers. We are inside 45 seconds left in the first period, still scoreless. And the Winterhawks looking to put just one or two more good possessions together, try and get ahead to this early lead inside the 30-second mark. That one will be sent into the Blazers bench, and so we'll have a whistle here. It'll be an offensive zone faceoff for the Winterhawks. 25.2 to go, still scoreless, but once again, we've seen some incredible scoring chances. On the Blazers side, it was Morgan Smith who's had most of them. The Winterhawks, Micah Keller had a couple good ones, and Cassidy Carmichael as well. With some stellar defense from both teams has been the story. A tip attempt was loose in the crease, and that one gets tipped in for the Winterhawks with just 13.5 seconds to go. Able to get that goal is Alana Devlin. That's her 9th of the season. She had just 1 point total so far on the year, and that was a goal against Balmoral Hall. And now she's able to get her second. She's committed to BC, the Marshfield native. Played from day one of the Boston Lady Whalers program for 10 years. And the first to grow up in that program and get a D1 scholarship. Also played with Team USA, including in the Under-18 series against Canada. And she is able to break that tie. 12 seconds left, and it's looking likely that we'll head to that first intermission with the Winterhawks leading 1-0. Once again, that was Alana Devlin with her 9th of the season. And there's that buzzer. And so 1-0 Winterhawks as we head to the break. We'll be back in just a bit for the second period. Well, we're back for period 2. It's the Winterhawks and the Blazers. It was an exciting first period. Just the one goal scored in those last 13 seconds for Alana Devlin, putting the Winterhawks up 1-0, but great defense on both sides and lots of good scoring opportunities. And I made a mistake earlier. It's actually Evelyn Brown who's in net for the Winterhawks. And the Winterhawks clearing the zone for the first time this period, almost brought back in by Linnea Misner. Right now, McDonald with a great opportunity, but not able to convert that one. McDonald from East St. Paul, but East St. Paul, Manitoba, not Minnesota. Ringer working it back along the boards, fighting for it now. That was Maddie Kaiser, gets it back. Misner loses it in that connection. And that was Allie Cohen trying to get it ahead, too slow for icing. And so the Winterhawks will be able to get a complete set of fresh skaters. Trying to work it in on her own. That was Caitlin Yackel. And the Blazers putting together an offensive zone possession. Kaiser. Smith to Yetman. And that one will be an offensive zone face-off for the Blazers. And going to the box right now is Chloe Lobiser. So the first power play of the game is going to be for the Blazers, looking to tie this one back up. If you're just tuning in, they started a bit slow, completely unable to get it out of their own zone. But they were heating up lately. It was much more of an even game for the last 12 minutes of that first period. We'll see if they're able to strike back on the power play. It's back to Misner now. She takes the shot from the point, and that gets eaten up by Evelyn Brown. Evelyn Brown in net. She's a freshman. And is playing in her 12th game of the year for the Winterhawks. Losing that along the boards. That was Rowan Ringer, but able to reclaim that one pass, trying to get to the slot up to Rowan Ringer, but that one was taken away. Fighting the other way, Kiara Dempsey gets tangled up along the boards, but able to get that one back to Micah Keller, who's looking for the shorty here, working it around just off the side, but unable to put that one away, getting Carmichael back on the ice. And the Blazers have it. Pass through the slot, nobody there to pick it up. That was McKenna Willamette. And now back is Cockrell at the point. Gets that one tipped away. Morgan Smith has it. Dumps it back along the boards. And two in green were fighting for that one, but eventually it does get cleared from the zone. 20 seconds left on the power play. That was on Chloe Lobiser. But the Winterhawks Kill able to do a good job just keeping that in the neutral zone. That was Grace Toloff who was able to keep that one along the neutral zone for a while, but just as Chloe Lobiser was coming out of the box, a big collision, and the Winterhawks will go right back to the penalty kill. That one was Grace Tulloch. And roughing was the call on that one. If you could definitely see that in the top right corner of your screen, not the hardest penalty to spot, and it'll actually be 1 second left on that original penalty kill. And so we'll have 4-on-4 in just a second. I believe that's Morgan Smith who is in the box for the Blazers. And excuse me, with that dual roughing, it's actually 5-on-5 still, but Smith and Tulloch both in the box. And no penalties in the first period, but going right back to the box is Quinn Taylor. And so after all, there will be a continued Blazer power play. It has been quite an eventful 15 seconds. But the Blazers, with the 5-on-4 coming out of it. This will be, 147 left of 5-on-4. And then it'll be very briefly 5-on-4 with Morgan Smith and to look back on the ice. And getting it out of the neutral zone. It's Nishi. Tried that centering pass. And my apologies, Morgan Smith is actually still on the ice. Can't quite get a number on who's on the box for the Blazers. That one's sent all the way back down. And picking it up is Jordan Nishi. Working up along the side, getting the shot off. That was Madeline McKay looking for her fifth. But that one frozen. Once again, Evelyn Brown in net for NAHA. The Winterhawks with about 50 seconds left on the kill. With some good puck movement from the Blazers right now. It's Capusto working it back to the point. Shot from the point. Loose puck in the low slot. And a great scoring chance there. But eventually turned away. Resetting are the Blazers. Capusto with it all the way across. But not quite able to handle that one. Working it up that far side. Almost able to connect with Capusto. And eventually they're able to get it in. Tying this thing up. And on that goal, it was Capusto, it looks like. Madeline McKay. The freshman from Oak Bluff, Manitoba, with her fifth goal of the year. She did have the lone goal in Game 2 against NAHA last time. They lost 4-1 once again. And so Madeline McKay now with 2 goals against the Winterhawks. This thing's tied up. 14:30 to go. Still 5-on-5 for a little bit. With 2 in the box. But this thing back knotted up for the first time since about 13 seconds to go in that first period. Circling her own zone, but eventually able to get it out. Opportunity for McDonald, one-on-one. Tries the toe drag, doesn't connect with it, but after regaining it, sends that one just wide. Back in her own zone, it's Gallagher. Working up. Almost loses it, but regains the puck and just sends that one in and steps off. Blazers looking to regain the lead. But they'll have to get it out of their zone first. Winterhawks, that one was tipped. And the Blazers getting some fresh legs. That's McKay coming back, the goal scorer. As she's looking to get back involved. It's the Winterhawks with it now. Working it up through the neutral zone, but it's tipped away. And back into their own zone. Fighting for it. And shooting and scoring. The Winterhawks able to quite early regain that lead. And able to regain that lead was number 22 in white, Hofland. I believe this may be Hovland's first game with the program. So we're at 12:40, just about 12:40 left in the second period. And off that goal from Hoefland, the Winterhawks back in the lead. The box is now both empty. We'll see if any more penalties come. Once again, no penalties in that first period. Good job by the Winterhawks on the kill. And then eventually able to get that goal once they were back at even strength. This one into the bench, and so it'll be an offensive zone face-off for the Blazers. Madeline McKay was the one to do it last time. And she's positioned in the slot right now. For now, it's Kapusta. And back to the point. A shot tipped high above. And working it around back. And eventually gets taken up to Carmichael. She'll fight for it, but just too much green. And it gets lost once again in that near board. And the Hawks trying to slow it down, but there's some pressure defense from Kapusta. And that one will get sent back behind the net of the Blazers. Recovering from that whiff, but eventually losing the puck to the Winterhawks. Blazers able to get it back and send it right back to the Hawks. Trying to fight for it there, Abby Pinault, but 3 Winterhawks on her. Blazers with a chance, but that one turned away. That was McKay on the shot. NAHA able to get it up out of their own zone. Had a chance to connect there with Allie Cohen. And that one sent back, no icing, past Skabinski. It'll be Skylar Scharfman. Unable to clear the zone. Blazers trying to keep it along that blue line, but already backing up on defense. Taking the shot, but blocked. That one was from Maisie Bojarski, looking for her 5th goal. Bojarski has been hot lately in JWHL play. That last weekend in December, she had 5 points in as many games. So looking to continue that streak. Brianna Morden, letting that one just past her. Potential opportunity for the Blazers, but tied up with some good defense from Colby Canner. Michael gets it lost, was loose for a second there, eventually back. And it looks like we've got a hooking call. That one going against Maddie Kaiser. And so it'll be the Winterhawks' first power play of the game. And a good chance there for NAHA, but unable to quite connect. Now working it back is Tulloch with it. Working along the side, finds Micah Keller. And Keller has it once again. Tulloch getting that one tipped away. Was loose there for a second in the slot, but eventually batted all the way down. And able to get the first clear of the zone on the penalty kill are the Blazers. Some sloppy play, and Morgan Smith comes up with it. And they're able to kill off another couple of seconds. We're getting down to just over a minute left in this penalty kill. And the Blazers have done a good job keeping that zone Morgan Smith with a shot sent wide, but able to hold that one is Abby Pino. Shot up along the side. It's a 2-on-1. Morgan Smith tries to get the pass off, and the net comes loose. That was a great 2-on-1 with Haley McDonald and Morgan Smith, the two leading goal scorers for the Blazers. But that net post coming loose. It was Morgan Smith with the shot. It got tipped back behind the net. She was looking for the centering pass. And a great diving stop. But that gave Morgan Smith another opportunity with the net post coming loose. And so both teams will reset. Even though it was a good scoring chance, getting some fresh legs on that tired penalty kill. Now there's just 39 seconds left to kill off with a defensive zone face-off for the Winterhawks. Once again, resetting, the Winterhawks up 2-1. They went ahead early. And then tying things up was Maddie McKay. And now a delayed penalty. The Winterhawks with it don't seem to realize necessarily that there's a delayed penalty. And eventually getting out of net, it's 5-on-5. And trying to milk as much as they can out of this, but eventually the Blazers able to touch that one. And so we will have 11 seconds of a 5-on-3. And then after that, a minute 49 left, the 5-on-4 for the Winterhawks. Again, they went up 2-1. On that goal from Wolford. And a good scoring chance right away. Two of them. One shot was from Skylar Scharfman. The other, I believe, was the first goal scorer, Alana Devlin, but both of them handled nicely by Lauren Cherkos. That took 8 seconds off, so we've got just 3 seconds left of the 5-on-3. Winterhawks won't get a shot off on that, but still have a bit of a power play left. Quinn Taylor gets that one tipped away, trying to maintain the zone, but a great defensive effort. And the Blazers able to kill off a bit more time. 1:30 left in the kill. Circling the zone right now are the Winterhawks. Getting it back. That was Micah Keller, loose in the crease, but eventually coming away with it, and a potential 2-on-1 if they work quickly for the Blazers. Trying to get that shot off was Maddie Kaiser, but at the very least able to kill another couple seconds. And a minute left in this power play. Tangled up along the boards, 3-on-2, but that pass is just wide. That was from Keller. Tulloch ends up with it back at the point. Back to Micah Keller. Back to Tulloch. Tulloch working it down the slot and off just to the side. That was Ireland Fredrickson who had that chance. Sent all the way along the side to Keller, and she'll recenter with 24 seconds left on the power play. One-timer shot wide. That was Quinn Taylor. And after a couple of good attempts, that one will be frozen up once again. 12 seconds to go on the power play for the Winterhawks. Overall, a great job on the kill for the Blazers, but a couple of scoring chances that got pretty dangerous later on. And so in the circle, it's Yetman of the Blazers and Gallagher for the Winterhawks. And tangled up along the boards. Eventually the Winterhawks end up with it, but the power play coming to an end. Centering pass was loose for a bit, but the post coming off again. You'd think it was Portillo in net. But, we've seen that happen a bit on both sides here early today on a couple of key scoring chances. And so, once again, we're back to even strength, still 2-1 in favor of the Winterhawks. After it was that second goal. Deciding not to pursue that one-on-one, that was Caitlin Yackel. And there it is, putting the Winterhawks up to their biggest lead of the day. Allie Cohen, her second goal of the night. That's her third on the season, picked up that lone goal in Stansted. She also picked up a goal at the Fort Lottie Dottie tournament that many of the JWHL athletes played in earlier this January. And that puts the Winterhawks up 3-1. But it looks like they're calling this one off. Not clear on the ruling there. But it'll remain at 2-1. And down in pain is Cassidy Carmichael. Still down on that far end. And Carmichael would be a huge loss for this Winterhawk team. She's finally able to get up and skate back to the bench on her own will. And she'll step off and get some attention. I did not see exactly which hit it is that led to that. Looks like collision with her knee. In any case, it'll be a face-off for the Blazers in their offensive zone, won by the Winterhawks. And the Winterhawks try and get it out of the zone, but some pressure from the Blazers. Morgan Smith dishing it all the way back to DeGroot. Put that one back up, and trying to fight that one away was Morgan Smith. But the Winterhawks coming away with it. Farrell working it up the side, tries the deep shot, got a deflection, almost found that top left corner of the net. But now back in her own zone. Working it up was Johnson. That one eventually gets stripped away. Morgan Smith sending it all the way down for the icing. 4 minutes 13 to go here in the second period. Again, almost that goal a couple minutes back for Allie Cohen. But that one was called off, and so still just a 2-1 lead here in the second. Loose puck, and what a great scoring chance. It was in the crease. But unable to put that one away was Maisie Bojarski. The shot from back from Johnson, and we'll reset. It's Lauren Johnson wearing number 2. She's got a goal and 2 assists on the season. And right now, Quinn Taylor drops that one off for Alana Devlin, one of the 2 Winterhawk goal scorers. She got that first one with just a couple seconds left in the first period. And this one will be whistled for offsides. And so we'll have a neutral zone face-off, 3:43 to go here in the second period. Face-off won by the Winterhawks. And Taylor sends that one up. And it is just enough for an icing, so we'll come back the other way. Once again, thank you for joining us here 3M Arena at Mariucci this weekend of JWHL games at the University of Minnesota. It's a tight one here for Game 2. The number 1 and number 2 teams in the league, in the Blazers and Winterhawks, in their third matchup of the season. And the Blazers slowing things down a bit, getting that shot off. But right away, taken into the glove of Evelyn Brown. McDonald winning that face-off for the Blazers. But that one is sent past the stick of Rowan Ringer, and the Winterhawks able to come up with it. Faced a little bit of pressure, but eventually able to clear their own zone and dump it back to the far boards. Blazers working through the neutral zone. McDonald with the shot that was batted away. McDonald still a chance to fight for it, but that one is taken up ahead. And trying to re-enter the zone, that was Lila Bauer. And that one will not reach icing, so the Winterhawks tangled up, but getting it back into the neutral zone. We've got 2 minutes here to go in the second period. Still a 2-1 lead for NAHA. Up along the sides, handled nicely, but eventually lost, and now regaining it is Annie Gallagher, working through a swarm of defenders, but eventually loses that one. It comes all the way back to Dempsey, who works it back to Gallagher. Gallagher looking to keep it down low, but eventually it comes all the way back to Dempsey. That pass across to Skaminski, shot sent to the side, and just unable to clear the zone are the Blazers. And so we've got 1 minute to go here in this second period. Winterhawks putting a bit more pressure on the Blazers. Remember, quite early in the game, it was all NAHA. They had all of the zone time, all of the pressure. The Blazers couldn't do anything to get it out of their own zone. Since then, it's been a little bit more mixed, but it's starting to come back to how it looked in the first couple of minutes later on. And so a minute left, offensive zone face-off won by the Winterhawks. Lila Bauer getting that one just past the outstretched stick of Ireland Fredrickson, and getting the shot just from close up. I believe that was Maisie Bajarski. And that shot from Lila Bauer frozen. We've got 22.1 seconds to go. Winterhawks up 2-1. Face-off won by the Winterhawks. Tulloch Tried to get that one to the side, but now it's the Blazers with speed. 12 seconds to go. But a good job on defense. Quinn Taylor taking down Haley McDonald. So that will do it for the second period. 2-1 Winterhawks after they both got goals. And so we will see you back here for the third period here at 3M Arena at Mariucci. Welcome back from intermission. We're just about to get underway with the third period. Let's take a look back at how we got here. NAHA Winterhawks scored first. It was Alana Devlin who had that nice goal just with about 13 seconds to go in the first period. Then tying things back up was Madeline McKay. But just after, it's number 22 in white, Hofland was able to give the Winterhawks back their lead. They almost got another goal from Allie Cohen, but that one was waved off. And so we're underway in the third period, just 2-1 Winterhawks. This one's still in reach for both teams. The Blazers on the left in green, Winterhawks on the right in white. Working it into the zone, you see you've got some freshly Zamboni'd ice and some more rested players than that 1 minute first intermission. And so this could be some of the best hockey we've seen so far today. Shot was tipped away, and the Winterhawks with some strong offensive zone time. We're trying to work it straight through the middle. That was Carmichael. And the pass to Carmichael, set ahead. Bit of a hold or trip, but looks like we're not going to get a whistle for that. And so the Blazers are getting it out of their zone and getting some fresh legs. Micah Keller unable to do anything with that. Sends it up into the netting, and so we will be set for a face-off. Winterhawks coming away with it, get it back down to, that was Gallagher, and now working it around is Skabinski. Tries to work it up, and it's tangled up along the boards, but taken away by Maddie Kaiser. And a bit of a loose puck eventually settled down by the Blazers. Working along that far side, Cockrell just batting that one into the zone. And it was Kaiser trying to fight for that one and losing, almost losing the puck were the Winterhawks. Now working up, losing it in her skates was Colby Canner. Still has it, tries for the centering pass, but not quite able to connect with Allie Cohen. Allie Cohen's the one who had that almost goal that was waved off. Now trying to fight with it was Cockrell. Cohen gets tipped away and eventually sent all the way down to the far boards. Winterhawks settle it down. And able to get a potential 3-on-2 if they were quick, but losing it was Farrell. Farrell is entering the day on a very hot streak. 7 goals in her last 7 JWHL games. She's got it now, sending that one up along the side, but unable to clear the zone. And eventually able to do so was Ireland Fredrickson. And so with 16:40 to go in the third, starting to gear my eye towards some key streaks that haven't so far been picked up on. Micah Keller, she has been the dominant force for this Winterhawks team. She only has 1 pointless JWHL game. That came October 15th against Northwood. She has not scored today. I'm not sure about assists because we don't have that official scoring as of right now. But that's definitely something to keep our eyes on, as it's Alana Devlin working past a couple defenders, able to get that puck clear. And you see the aggressive defense for the Blazers. Winterhawks eventually able to get a bit more clean possession, working it up the neutral zone and into the offensive zone. That was Devlin. She's got it behind the net, able to maintain possession with some fancy stick handling. Shot from the point, sailed wide. Goes Brianna Morden. Zone held, loose puck eventually handled, but fighting back for it. That was Maisie Wajarski. Again, she's had a pretty hot weekend herself. 5 points in 5 games. Had a hot streak in her last JWHL weekend. But right now, nothing more than a couple good shots. The commit to the University of Vermont. Lots of commits on both of these rosters. Highlighted by Cassidy Carmichael going to Ohio State. Shot from Micah Keller. That was blocked away by Lauren Cherkas. Blazers losing it in their own zone. A nice attempt at a pass there that eventually was tipped away. That was from Keller, but the Winterhawks regroup and bring it back into the zone from Skabinski. On the backboards, it's Yetman working it up and not able to connect. A couple of hard hits in the corner. And eventually the Blazers will just send that one down, no icing, and get 3 new sets of legs. Working up with speed, it was Micah Keller, but she's offsides. .34 to go here in the third. So earlier we saw Pacific Washington, but stay tuned because we've got plenty more games today. Coming up at noon is Mount Academy and Northwood. We've also got Washington Shattuck, NAHA Shattuck, Stansted RNS, and Pacific versus Mount Academy. And so those are all today streaming on the JWHL YouTube channel. So stick around. It's a great weekend of hockey, as we are just about to eclipse the 14-minute mark left in regulation. 2-1 still in favor of the Winterhawks. And a great block there by the Blazers. It's been a back and forth game, even though just the 3 goals. There have been stretches where both sides have been extremely dominant in the offensive zone. Pass there to Smith. Gets the shot off, but it's tipped away. It looks like taking over in net is Katie Shahan. And a loose puck taken by the Blazers. One-time goal that Shahan knocks away. One-time attempt, excuse me. That was from McDonald. And able to clear the zone are the Whitehawks. Get some fresh legs, but the Blazers still have clear possession. And so once again, Evelyn Brown was in goal at the beginning of this game. But since then, Katie Shahan has taken her place between the pipes. Farrell able to stay on sides, but not keep possession. And so working up quickly, it's Pinot, but that one will just get frozen. We've got 12:45 here to go in this third period. If you missed our brief pregame, the Blazers 9-4-0 actually beat NAHA in overtime, and they were down in that one. They had a power play goal in the last 5 minutes that sent them to overtime, and then won in overtime. And so we're seeing if they can repeat that success tonight. Of course, the second game in November was not as close, where the Winterhawks beat them 4-1. This is certainly the best defense and goaltending that the series has seen. It's been a bit physical as we've gotten on here today. As you've seen, a couple of takedowns and potential trippings and holdings with no call. And so we'll see how that goes on. Tempers are starting to escalate a little bit as this one's closer than I think a lot of people were expecting going into the day with how hot the Winterhawks have been. Now coming up, a great shot. That was from Alana Devlin, but steered away by the glove of Cherkas. Kapusta working up the side, sending that one high. And the Winterhawks take it the other way. And my apologies, that was Yakel, not Kapusta. Devlin off the boards, trying to find it herself, but it got a little bit out in front of her. Yetman getting tangled up. And it's Quinn Taylor who almost came away with that, eventually lost it, and Kapusta couldn't quite get a grip on that one. It gets all the way back to Cherkas. And now behind the net, getting it off to Kapusta, still not able to clear the zone. Cockrell to Kapusta and finally able to do so. So a tough stretch for the Blazers, but it'll actually result in them going to the power play with a slash. That's Maisie Bojarski in the box. And so it'll be the Blazers' third power play of the game. Recall the Winterhawks only had one power play, but lumped into that was a 5-on-3 opportunity that they were unable to score on. And so taking it up is Misner. She lost it briefly with 1:35 to go in the power play, 10:10 to go in the game. And a shot that went just wide from Ringer. She'll take it back and to the point. Now it's Misner with it. Searches up to Smith. Smith back to Misner. That shot blocked away. Behind the net, lost control, and the Blazers will have to reset the Winterhawks. Even though that was a pretty tough possession, no changes as eventually Alana Devlin comes back on the ice. And a good defensive play there leads to a 2-on-2. Devlin working up the side, centering pass, not able to connect with Micah Keller, but the momentum of this power play completely changed. As now the Winterhawks were putting on some pressure. Blazers looking to get back in control, narrowly evaded the offsides. And now working it back into the zone. 22 seconds to go in this power play for the Blazers. That one blocked by Devlin, but held in the zone. Shot from way back that'll be sailed wide and will come all the way back to the blue line. Pinot working up and fighting for it on her own is Yakel. Bojarski coming out of the box, almost had a 2-on-2 alongside Ireland Fredrickson, but she got tied up. And a loose puck in the slot. Mallory Farrell was trying to keep that streak alive of 7 points in her last 7 JWHL games, but eventually that one was put away by Cherkas. And so we've got 8:26 left as we're back at even strength here at 3M Arena at Mariucci, the University of Minnesota. Farrell will be taking this face-off against Morgan Smith. Farrell winning it. It's taken back to the point to Johnson, but eventually losing the zone. Trying to work back in quickly. Physical play. And the Winterhawks almost able to come up with it. Scramble for that puck as it was loose up high. But now it's a chance for the Blazers. 2-on-2, 2-on-1. Gets the shot off. Blocked away. Tries to work it ahead. Misconnects, but now racing up for it's Quinn Taylor. Drop back to the defenseman, Skylar Scharfman. That shot will sail wide. Quinn Taylor. Back to Scharfman once again. Tries to reconnect with Taylor, but intercepting that one is DeGroot. Getting it up to McKay are the Blazers. She'll fight for it as some of her teammates will come off the ice. 7:15 to go here in this one. Still just a 1-goal lead. Cockrell sending that one around. Looks like she was trying to pick up Ringer on the other side, but it evades her, and so now for the Winterhawks, it's Allie Cohen getting beaten against the boards and losing that one. Working up the side, Morgan Smith has it. 2-on-1 here, but unable to slow down and get that one to McDonald. Too much momentum into the boards with the pursuit of the Winterhawks defense on her tail. That attempt at a zone entry by Gallagher, but it gets knotted up in the boards. Gallagher able to regain it. And after more of a scramble, Gallagher has it, tries the centering pass, but that one will skirt all the way outside past the red line. And the Winterhawks will get some fresh legs and look to re-enter. Delayed offsides, but they eventually recognize it. That was Micah Keller and Carmichael, the two leaders of this team. Blazers not able to get a clean zone entry, and we're passing the 5:35 mark shortly. Neither team scored since early in the second period. It has been outstanding defense, and the shots that have gone through, there have been a couple of them, cleanly put away by both goaltenders. Right now it's Carmichael tangled up by Linnea Misner. And after it's loose, Capusto will get that one back and send it off. 2-on-1 for the Blazers. Morgan Smith tries to pass, and that one is put in. It's Madeline McKay with her second of the night. She's had both for the Blazers, and we are back tied up. That's her 5th and 6th goal of the season off a beautiful pass from Morgan Smith. Morgan Smith with her 7th assist. McKay not previously one of the leading goal scorers, but she has made such an impact in today's matchup. Tied 2-2, 4:59 to go in the third. Like I said earlier, this could come down to the wire, similar to that first game where the Blazers won in overtime. Right now, the Blazers keeping the zone, but eventually poked away. And some fast pursuit from Bojarski, but unable to quite tame that one. Right now, behind the back of the net, fighting for it. And almost an opportunity that would have been for the defenseman Skylar Scharfman, but great defense to break it up. And that defensive effort from Skabinski potentially stopping that go-ahead goal. Again, the Blazers have not led today, but they have played some aggressive hockey and have really shown what they're made of. Pass to Morgan Smith, unable to settle that one down. It was on the far side of the net. just a little out of her reach. 3-on-2, no 2-on-2. We'll opt for some fresh legs, and this one will get sent back for a neutral zone face-off. 3:33 to go in regulation. Sent to that far board, no icing, even though there was fast in pursuit. 22 in white. And so the face-off won by the Winterhawks. And they'll send that one all the way around. And taking it up into the zone is Micah Keller. And at this point, they're looking who's going to step up. And this season, it's usually been Keller, but a loose puck in the crease. Lots of attempts with some great outstretched goaltending from Lauren Cherkas. There were quite a few attempts on both sides of the crease that she somehow managed to keep in front of her. Just 2:40 to go. And Keller would have had a great chance if she were able to handle that cleanly, but not able to do so. And as it happens, Morgan Smith headed to the box. 2 minutes, that'll take us down to the 26 mark if there's no score. And so the Winterhawks now on the power play. Recall, it was the power play at the end of the game back in October for the Blazers that was able to tie it up. And so the referees having a meeting there on the far red line, giving both teams a bit of a chance to game plan. The Winterhawks, led by head coach Tony Ann Miano. She was actually a BC defenseman, class of 2018, one of the most decorated Eagles in history. She started the Eagles Elite Sports Club in 2019. And going back further, she played NAHA. She played with NAHA and won 3 JWHL championships in her career. She said she's followed the Winterhawks every year since graduating. She has truly lived this program, and it's great to see her be so successful with it still. On the other side, head coach Reagan Bolton for the Blazers, Quinnipiac class of 2013, and as well a Balmoral Hall alum. And so the refs still working some things out, giving both teams a chance to reset, and we'll step aside. We're back, 2:26 to go, and the Winterhawks on the power play. Morgan Smith is in the box. Grace Tulloch. Taylor back to Tulloch. And back to Quinn Taylor. Quinn Taylor looking around, and that pass too far for Tulloch, and a big mistake for the Winterhawks on the power play. Just under a minute and a half left now. Micah Keller fighting for it. And eventually it gets tipped back to Quinn Taylor. Quinn Taylor, she won gold with the U.S. Under-18 women's national team in Switzerland a couple weeks ago with Devlin Carmichael and Taylor Senecal, who did play NAHA. She's not with them for this specific set of games. .45 seconds to go in the power play as that pass gets just passed, but Carmichael with the shot sent wide. It was Farrell that pass got passed. Right now Carmichael loses it in her skates a little bit, but able to regain it. 30 seconds left on the power play, 50 seconds in the third period. And eventually able to get that clear. There'll just be one more drive in this power play. We'll see if the Winterhawks are able to even get one shot off. Up along the side, it was Bojarski. And that'll do it for the power play with one last clear. And so Morgan Smith coming out of the box, the freshest player on the ice right now, with just 10 seconds to go. Morgan Smith on her own, trying to battle her way through, coming around the net, and open in front. It's loose in the crease, but unable to get a clear shot off. There were two Blazers who had it loose in the crease, but none could quite reach, and so we are headed to overtime. Just like that first game again. The Blazers won it in OT. And so even though the Winterhawks are on a 9-game win streak, and the Blazers coming off their worst loss of the season, 9-1 to Stansted, this one's really going to come down to the wire. It's been great physical play by both sides, excellent defense. The 2 goals for the Blazers, both when they were down, so 2 game tying goals from Madeline McKay, the freshman from Oak Bluff. It was her 5th and 6th of the year. On the other side, the first goal coming from Alana Devlin, and the other one coming from 22 in white. Get a name on that for you as soon as possible. She's not on the official listed roster, so through this weekend we'll get her story to you as quick as we can. It's Hoefland. And we've got some 3-on-3 overtime. On the ice for the Blazers, unsurprisingly, it's McDonald and Smith. And they're joined by Linnea Misner, the junior Robert Morris commit defender. Morgan Smith working it up to McDonald. It's Smith and McDonald, but poked away by Grace Tulloch. Morgan Smith working it back to McDonald, working around the net. Smith out front, gets the backhand off, and she puts it in off the rebound. Morgan Smith. Smith with her 13th goal of the year gets the OT winner, and swooping in to grab the puck is Linnea Misner. She's making sure that Smith gets that one to take home. And so what an exciting Game 2 of the JWHL weekend at the University of Minnesota. Morgan Smith, the hero, the Bemidji commit, as she gets that one just 28 seconds into overtime. She had the backhand attempt after taking it around the net and was able to put the rebound in. And so a great finish to an exciting Game 2. And we will see you back here shortly for Mount Academy versus Northwood. I'm Sam Constan, and we will see you back here shortly for Game 3. Stay tuned.